everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Caitlin, and I make videos including vlogs, anything that documents my life, my experiences, yada yada yada. Today is going to be a very different video. I'm going to sit down with you and talk to you about a nightmare that I woke up from last night. I have everything written down on my phone here, so if I look down, I'm just making sure I didn't leave out any important details to the story. So let's just get right into it. Boop, 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 boop. Today is July 6, 2017, and I wrote this at 8:26 in the morning. So I dreamt I was in my Minnesota home, and currently I am living in New Mexico with my boyfriend just to explore, to live down here, explore a different life, all of that. So the dream was back in my original home, and I was with T. It's one of my old friends, which I'm not going to name. She was over and we were having a sleepover, and my current house in real life, this is not a dream, it has had a lot of things happening in it where you just can't explain, and it would lead you to conclude that it could possibly be haunted. Something unusual is happening there. So we were on my bed in my room and we were facing towards the door. While we were sitting there, the vibe went super eerie, it went super dark, and it was just really strange. We were laying down and it was almost like the room was vibrating in a certain like wavelength. I don't know how to explain it. It just was not good. It did not feel good. But we knew something was about to happen. We were looking at the door and the door wiggled a little bit, but we didn't really believe it as much, so I said, if there is a presence here, make a sign. It wiggled again a little bit. We heard like a knock or two, so we knew something was up. T didn't really believe it as much, and she didn't really trust it, and I didn't either because of the vibe it was giving off. It didn't seem innocent what it was, and we just didn't know, so we had to figure out more. After we concluded that something was really wrong here, we said, if there's anything here with us, throw a rock. And right before our eyes, we saw like a rock levitate, like in the corner. And I'm one to collect agates, like any stones, amethysts. So like there are rocks in the room, and it's not just like unreasonable to float a rock somewhere. The rock was levitating, and then all of a sudden, as it was levitating, it launched directly across the room, and it just freaked us out and like mashed against the windows and the walls. So it didn't like lightly toss itself, it was violent. Now everything was real. We wanted to sleep it off, but just as soon as we drifted away, we woke up to the burning sensation of demons choking our necks and scratches marked by 3 lines burning into our skin. It literally felt like we couldn't breathe and we were being held down, and you could almost see this dark entity before us, just like holding us down and keeping us as almost their prisoner, which was a really scary thought, and we couldn't breathe. It was a panic attack in real life. If you've ever had one, there's really no words to describe it. You know what it means if I say it felt like a panic attack in real life if you've ever experienced one. We had like 3 lines burning into our skin, like a scratch mark across our back, and it was right here on our neck. At that point, we knew we had to get out and run somewhere. In my house, there's a sliding back door to get into the basement. So we ran out there, and it was dark at this point because obviously we woke up from the night and we were sleeping. We ran out of the basement, but we didn't make it far before a giant black Rottweiler just came running out of the bushes in the forest, and just it clenched onto my hand, grabbing onto like my pinky finger and this finger, and it just like was ripping at it and ripping at it, and it was ripping the tissues along with it. I ran back into my house with my mangled hand just dangling, you know, in my arms. My mom was frantic, so she called the cops because first of all, she didn't know where this dog came from. Second of all, she probably didn't believe that it was just a dog that mangled my hand up, you know, like it was just unexplainable, and she didn't know what to do, so she called the cops. It was almost a sign as if I wanted to leave, but I couldn't get too far, and the demon wanted me to stay in its arms. After the cop left the basement, the door opened without anybody doing it. T was next to me and my mom was in the kitchen, so it couldn't have been any of them. Suddenly, my mom turned around. Her eyes looked so evil and so possessed, like she wanted to hurt us, and it was one of the most terrifying things because when someone you confide in just turns against you, like, what are you supposed to think? My mom had evil smirks on her face, and at that point I knew the demon had taken over her and she had been possessed. We needed to go, we needed to get out, we needed to escape. So T and I ran out of the house at this point, and we needed anywhere to go, like anyone reliable to rely on, and we just needed somewhere to stay at night because we knew that we are not staying in that house. I frantically found my friends at a bus station, and they didn't believe the stories we were telling them. So I said, do you see these marks on my body? Like, do you think I put them there on purpose? Why would we hurt ourselves? Like, this is happening right now and we need your help. So they ended up kind of helping us, not really. They got on the bus, left, they gave us some advice, and my last person, Jay, was just there, and all I knew is that he had a key card to get into his house and we were going to sleep on his couch. But he ended up getting in, turning around, he said, maybe I'll see you later, and maybe not. And then we were just stuck. We didn't know what to do. We could have possibly had to go sleep back in the house. That was very dangerous to be in. I didn't figure out the answer because I woke up after that, and I'm glad I did wake up from that dream. If you guys have any idea what that dream means or the significance of it, I would love to know. Please tell me. And I really hope I don't have that dream again. I hope you guys enjoyed this spooky video, and if you didn't, until next time, I will see you later in my next video. Bye guys. Let's see if I can like cross-legate. Yeah?